Football Power Hour. My name is A-Train Andy Blake, and with me always Muscles, Ryan Mail. What's going on tonight, Mus?
Oh, not a whole lot. What's going on tonight?
Well, I figured we're going to kind of switch some things up, right? Like we've been talking a lot of reviews and a lot of player talk, but I think something that's really underestimated is strategy. And
Yeah,
I mean, we know, so like if you're an NFL player, like we know who's good, who's bad, you know what I mean? Like for the most part, like we're starting to get into here week 5, like we just got through here. So I think now it's time to show and tell everybody kind of maybe some of the different strategies we use and can try to get ahead of the game here and kind of give all of our listeners just a little bit of leeway to maybe be ahead of the game, right? And make some moves and just kind of what to look forward to and see how we manage our teams and we're a little bit different as well. So I and then like we're just ramble on a little bit, Muss. Again, like we have a little bit of a show sheet here, but this kind of something that we put together and just kind of want to talk about. So before we get into that, though, we do have we have one big injury, which really, really sucks, but that's Amari Hampton. So it is an ankle injury. It looked like he was in a walking boot, did go to the IR today. Uh, they signed Naheem Hines to the practice squad. Our guy DeBulls, I know he's a big Naheem Hines guy. He's a big LA Chargers guy, so I'm sure he's ecstatic about that. Not on the active roster yet. I don't know if Vidal is, but I know Hassan Haskins is there. But I think Vidal's probably the best fantasy asset. Would you agree with that, Muss?
yeah, I would say that's what I've been putting waiver claims in on both, but it's going to be hard to tell who probably comes out of this.
Yeah. I think for me personally, I would lean Vidal for fantasy. I think we know what Hassan Haskins is, and I would not be surprised if Naheem Hines is brought to the active roster, and he is a PPR guy, but dealt with the bad injury. What did he do? Did he tear his Achilles, or is it just an ACL?
I'm pretty sure it's an ACL, but I could be wrong.
But he did look okay in preseason. Like we've seen some juice from him. I mean, kick return, punt return specialist guy as well. So I mean it, I really wish they would have kept Rocket Sanders on the team. I mean, somebody that I
Yeah.
kind of like the film process. Unfortunately, let him go, picked up by the Browns. But do you think there's a way? Do they sign a veteran possibly? Like, what's Gus Edwards up to? He looked really bad last year, but like, I think that's a possibility. Is there any other guys that maybe? I was trying to kind of think around. Is there anybody that we're just overthinking that, or anybody they might trade for?
Yeah, that's honestly what I'm thinking. In any league that I pick them guys up in, I'm almost like trying to like flip them for a second or a third. Like
Yeah,
I'd even take a third for either one of them, but
I would
like
too, easily.
I think if the Chargers like win this, I think they got to go out and try to get somebody. Like I don't think unless one of them surprise me and come out and do something, I don't think either one of them's the answer going forward.
Yeah, and who do they get? We will see.
Yeah,
It's tough because you look, Arizona's backfield's depleted. Like, I mean, this whole DeMarcado dropping the ball at the one, and really, really screwed Arizona. So you have that situation. I think he's still on the team. I'm surprised he didn't cut him. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
that's
Gannon got fined 100,000. Did you see
yeah, he
that?
was screaming at him on the sidelines, but I mean, that's a tough break for him, but like that backfield, Trey Benson going to IR is depleted. The Steelers, like we're already kind of seeing, yeah, Kenneth Gainwell looks all right. We can't get the rookie on the field. Jalen Warren was banged up, and it's been a backfield. It's kind of been hit and miss at times. Kansas City has no juice, so
No.
there's a lot of backfields out there that definitely need some help too. So
That's what I'm like. I'm like sitting here thinking, like, if you're, I don't know the Jets record offhand. It can't be good, but like, if you're somebody like the Jets,
mhm.
like, you've got to be dangling,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Brees Hall, or any of these other teams that are, off to a very slow start that have absolutely no chance of making the playoffs. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I don't know the business side of it. I don't know how much of a cut it would take to like trade Judkins, because I know obviously he's got a contract left, so you
Yeah,
probably have some, but like, can you get a
yeah,
first like plus?
right.
I think they drafted him in what, the second?
Yeah, they dropped him in a second.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. I,
Samson, Jerome Ford, like
yeah,
if
yeah,
you can get a fourth or a fifth for Jerome Ford, like
yeah,
I
NFL wise, we're saying too.
NFL wise,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, there, I've heard rumors about possibly Keaton Mitchell being dealt to LA. I think that would be, but he's not an every down back, but that would be your Hassan Haskins, and then he's kind of your pass catching, you know, kind of type guy. There was a name I just thought of. It was in my head, and now I can't think of it, but I
Oh, the
wish I would have wrote it.
Jets are 0-5. I don't know why I was thinking like maybe they were a little bit, maybe they won a game or two, but yeah, they're 0-5.
Yeah, Brees is one I would not be surprised it's on the move.
Tony Pollard, like, do you think Tony Pollard's on the move?
Possibly. I mean,
Like, I think Cam Ward maybe keeps him there because they want to develop Cam Ward.
I'll tell you one that's sneaky. What about Rico Dwaddle?
Yeah.
Just because he's on a 1-year deal there, like, you know what I mean? Maybe not this week, but next week. If you're Carolina, like, you suck once again. Dwaddle just had a 200-yard game. I know it was against Miami, but still, it's a 200-yard game. I don't think anybody else has rushed for 200 yards yet this year besides him. If you can get any kind of capital out of Rico Dwaddle, if you're Carolina, 4th-round pick,
Raheem Mostert,
I'd be really interested in that.
Raheem Mostert, like, try to revive something out of him. Like, I think there's definitely guys out there that they could go. And what is the trade deadline? Week 6 or week 7?
I want to say 7.
So
Anybody in the chat that's watching,
it's coming up.
It is coming up. So them are just some names to maybe watch out for. I think Dwaddle's my sneaky one that I feel like Carolina knows that they're not going anywhere. And Chuba gets back. They put 4th-round capital into Trevor Etienne. Maybe that's a guy.
Right. Trying to look this up. Trade deadline. It is. I don't know why my phone's going all crazy. Tuesday, November 4th. So I guess we still got about a month. Yeah.
Yeah, we still have a month then. So, but I mean, that's the deadline. Usually a lot happens right around then. Maybe we'll do a show on that. Some guys that we really think are moved, but anybody can still be moved there.
Algier.
What's that?
Algier. I know the Falcons love Algier.
Yeah, I think the Falcons. I truly think he's like an investment just for the Falcons in that offense. I don't think he's probably moved, but I mean, hey, the right capital. But what is the right capital? Like, I don't think he would move him for a 4th, and I don't think anybody. Maybe I doubt anybody pays a 3rd.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just some names to watch out for and what that could kind of be like. But as of now, I think for me, it's Monty Vidal in that backfield. But speaking about trades, we had an in-division trade, which is kind of wild to say, but Joe Flacco is traded to the Cincinnati Bengals. And, going and watching, I watched a lot of that Detroit-Cincinnati game on TV. And, boy, the first half for Jake Browning was atrocious. Like, dude, it was absolutely horrible. I felt nervous when he threw the ball just for him because I thought there's no way they're going to put this guy out in the second half, and they didn't. He definitely bounced back. Like, he had a better second half, but they end up trading for Joe Flacco, and I don't really have much confidence in it. I think Flacco looked really bad with the Browns. Now,
the Bengals line.
He has, the line's bad, but he does have an upgrade in weapons here. He's not thrown to Jerry Jeudy and whoever else is on a roster. Like, we might like Isaiah Bond, but he's no Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. So, I mean, I don't feel great about this, but we'll see. I guess we'll see. I'm not real excited about it, but I think it's just a desperation move.
Yeah, I do too. It's like we were talking at work. I'd have rather seen like a Sam Howell, like somebody just younger,
Yeah, a little bit young. And I know Burrow's a guy, but they had a lot of faith in Jake Browning. I mean, whenever Joe Burrow missed time not last year, I think 2 years ago, he did
I
okay.
know. I don't know what happened to Jake Browning. I mean, I was always the Jake Browning guy that was like, hey man, this guy's a good backup.
Yeah, you've always liked Jake Browning, and
But
I
this year
mean
he
it's
just hasn't been good.
Joe Flacco is getting a start already, by the way, against Green Bay. So kind
Yeah.
of,
He's already beat them once.
yeah, yeah, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Could
Had to
you
kind of put my
imagine
thinking cap on there, but yes, he did.
could you
So,
imagine losing to Jake or Joe Flacco twice?
well, maybe we'll have to see what the money line is, and at least throw $1 on it and make a couple. So, let's see. Jeff said, if Flacco made Gaylords, would you take them out?
Oh man.
That's good. let's talk about Darius Slayton real quick. So had a little bit of hype here. We know the Giants are already missing Malik Neighbors. Nobody's going to replace him, but Slayton's kind of that down the field end zone type guy. Uh, Unfortunately, with the hamstring, going to miss some time here. We'll see how long. Just for me, it don't really matter. I think we kind of know what Slayton is as well, but maybe Wandell gets a little bit of an upgrade. It looks like Tracy could be back this Thursday. So I remember this is a Thursday night game. I still think it's Cam Scadaboo's
I do
backfield.
too. I do too.
But maybe Tracy's used a little bit more. Maybe they put them both on the field. Now Slayton's out because really Jackson Dart's got Wandale Robinson, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you've
know.
seen him mad at Jalen Hyatt. Did you see any of them clips?
I did not.
So Hyatt wasn't blocking, and you could tell he told him he needs to block, and then he slowed up on a route and it wasn't good with Jalen Hyatt. So a guy that a lot of people were high on out of Tennessee, if you remember.
Yeah, he was a speedster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of tweets today that were like buys and sells, and like Cam Scadaboo was a sell because they were like, oh, Tyrone Tracy's coming back, and I'm like, man, I do not
Mm-mm.
see it. I
I don't
don't see
either.
it. I don't know how you can. And like me and you were talking, like I think
Mm.
I think Scadaboo's gonna have a cult following. Like we
Yeah.
were watching TikToks of him, and
Woo!
yeah, I just think he's gonna like be like that cult following
Yeah.
Danny Woodhead. Like I don't.
And and part of the reason it is it he's really good. And I
Yeah,
love that he's a smash mouth guy. But like I just feel like part of the reason is just he's like that Mike Allscott, you know what I mean?
yeah, yep.
And I think that's kind of what I see personally. I mean, maybe not as big of a bruiser. Mike Allscott's a beast, man. But
Yeah,
like
he was.
Scadaboo has that smash mouth to him and catches the ball really well. So I think people kind of
Mm,
like that. I mean, that's what Christian McCaffrey's saying, kind of the same
yeah,
thing. A smaller guy, but he wasn't afraid to hit people and could really, really make some moves into the next level. So, what's going on, Teixeira? Thanks for tuning in, man. Hey guys, I made it. What's for dinner? And Wandale is my DFS pick for Thursday night's game to start. I have him going for 5 plus 50 yards, and I'm taking a safe bet to me. I mean, yeah, he's really the main guy in the tight ends. One thing I will say, I think the Eagles can be beat on the ground. We even seen it with
yeah,
J.K. Dobbins. So I'm kind of leaning, maybe Scadaboo's numbers. I gotta get on there and look. I kind of want to see where he's at, and maybe we take an outline with Scadaboo because maybe it'll be down a little bit if Tracy is back as well.
yeah. His right now over under Scadaboo is 47.5.
Yeah, I really like that actually. Just I'd rather take almost receiving as well, just for the simple fact that like he catches the ball too and game script.
Rush and receiving it 66.5. I like that.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I might even outline it to 50 or something and see what we
Yeah.
get and parlay it with hopefully we don't get screwed on another money line here because there's a lot of upsets this week, but maybe parlay it with a Philadelphia money
Man,
line.
I was actually having this conversation with our buddy Jace like last night, man. I don't want to put a tinfoil hat on, but like now that ESPN owns, who do they own? Disney? And Disney owns, I don't know, one of them, but
Hmm.
basically like, or no, NFL now owns Disney, which owns
They do?
ESPN. Yes. So basically the NFL has a share of ESPN bet. Basically is what this boils down to. Basically the NFL now owns ESPN.
Wow.
So like that's what me and Jace were having this discussion last night. Like, isn't it kind of funny that like now we're
Yeah.
seeing like all the like it happens every year, but like
Yeah.
now it's just like
Yeah.
we're just kind of like
I just I and you wonder, I didn't get to watch I watched some highlights of the Colts game. I missed that big parlay by yard.
yeah.
I would have won decent money there, but 39 yards for Pittman. I just sometimes I just wonder with some of these guys, you see where their yardage is. Do they give up a yard because they don't want them to hit the over on certain?
That's why like most of the time I'm like with you and just
Mm,
all line it. Like if it's 39 and a half, go down to 35.
yeah,
Like,
I know, I know.
like I feel like I was looking at the Browns Steelers spread and like I really like that 5.5 point spread. Like I want to, but I'm like, do I just take it to 6.5? Because
Yeah,
like I just feel like something stupid's gonna happen. Or do I just
absolutely.
take it to 7.5? Like I'm with
I'm
you
an
where like I just alt line everything.
I do too. It's you almost have to anymore. I feel like it's just
Yeah.
it's the way it is. But uh, do we have any DFS picks for Thursday's game? I think game scripting this out before we get too off the rails here. I think Philadelphia definitely wins, and I think they want to try to get AJ Brown a little bit happier here. So I'm kind of a little bit higher on AJ Brown. Should beat should beat the secondary. I mean, we'll see with Hurts as well, but I AJ and Smitty have both came out and said that they're really disappointed with their roles and whatnot. Saquon hasn't looked great. Landon Dickerson's dealing with an injury, so does hurt that line a little bit. I don't really know the status on him right now, but yeah, I think AJ for me. And then really on the Giant side, man,
Yeah.
I
That's
know Teixeira, you're higher on Wandale. I maybe. What
I
do you
just,
think, Moss?
yeah, I think this game is going to be a tough one to DFS, and I'm not going to lie to
It
you.
is.
I just don't. I haven't done a single game DFS thing all year. I've never had good luck with it, and since Fast Draft don't really have it, I've just been doing Fast Drafts. Me and you've been having really good luck with Fast
Yeah, we've been
Drafts.
killing it the faster, second and third, and you had a top 10, and
Yep. So
yeah,
like, I haven't done any single games, but if I was, I'd probably like. Do you take the Eagles defense? Like
I don't know
I
if
think
I
I'm with.
captain them. I
I
like a
wouldn't captain
kicker.
him. Yeah,
I
yeah.
like a kicker.
I. What receiver do you even have? Like other than Wandell, like
I
what other
know
receiver
a
do you
lot of
have from the
people.
Giants?
A lot of people will play that. Oh, he's a bigger guy. Though he's a rookie, I think too. I'm drawing a blank on him. Like I don't really believe in the guy, but
Yeah,
I think that's going to be the go-to guy for a lot of people.
I was
But
trying to think who it
they
was.
do. But I think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna run Saquon through the dirt. I think they get up here, and I think
Yep.
they get up passing, and I think possibly we see a little bit of less Barkley, and maybe I'm wrong on that because we'll see. But if things get out of hand, I just don't think they're going to really run Barkley a ton.
Yeah, maybe we
So
see Tank Dell. I mean,
or Tank Bigsby,
or Bigsby. Yeah, sorry, not Tank
yeah,
Dell.
Bo is it Bo? Yeah, Bo X Collins, or yeah, he's a big guy. I don't know. I think he'll be really heavily played, and I think I'd just fade him. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's a big time waiver wire pickup guy. I think for me, even Scattaboo, maybe he comes in under own because people will play Tracy.
Yeah, I just don't see the big hype on Tracy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a big Tracy guy.
Dallas Goddard's been a beast in the red zone lately too. So
Yeah.
maybe Dallas Goddard gets another another play action touchdown or something like that. But uh, really, the other injuries here at defense, Matt Milano with a pectoral injury, which, somebody that's really good against the tight end, we see, but just been dealing with injuries all year. So kind of see what goes on with him and how long he's out with a pec injury. But that's really it for the main injuries here, Muscles. I mean, we still have our Lamar Jackson. He's not practicing either. So it just kind of seems the same for a lot of these guys. Ricky Pearsall, Brock Purdy. I don't know what's going on with all that. So maybe we'll see Mac Jones again. That's why we've been higher on Mac Jones. I mean, he's looked really good here.
He has.
You don't sell him for nothing. I mean, you put him and Purdy's numbers together, and he hasn't had George Kittle. He hasn't had, which Purdy had him for 1 week, but he hasn't had Ricky Pearsall, and he had him like one game. He didn't have him last game, but Juwan Jennings is missing practice again here too, so something to keep an eye on. And Brock Bowers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If the Bengals were serious, why not just go offer something for Mac Jones and like make it an offer where the 49ers can't refuse, if they were actually serious.
Right.
I know the 49ers want their backup, don't get me wrong. Like I know, but.
Yeah, Tracy, I think Tracy's a bit of a trap here too. And if you didn't sell him, I don't know, you're definitely, you can try to. I just don't know if it's really worth it now because you probably kind of missed out if you didn't.
Yeah.
But let's get a little bit of strategy here, Muscles. So for here, number one, I think this is probably the most important when you're in season. You have to determine what direction is your team heading. I look at points for and points against, right? So there's a league I am now 0-5, but points for, I believe I am 4th or 5th. I think I dropped down to 5th, and points against I am 1st. So I know I have a good team. I just keep getting beat every week, and that's just how the stars align sometimes. And I'm not freaking out. I'm not selling all my people because when you start, here's the thing. I think what a lot of people do, and especially in redraft more than Dynasty, is that's when people start guessing. They start getting fancy. I'm going to bench Nico Collins. I'm going to bench A.J. Brown. I'm going to bench Jamar Chase. If you benched Jamar Chase last week, this is what happens, man. I've seen it so many times. I used to do it. You draft these guys high because you drafted them in the first round. You don't put them on your bench. So, like, that league, I don't have Jamar. I might have Jamar Chase in that league, actually. But, like, I still keep playing the same guys. Yes, I keep coming up short, but I know that I am not – I'm just kind of stagnant in this league, right? Like, I'll make some moves, but I'm not trying to sell all my pieces because I don't think my team's bad. Like, I still think I have a chance even next year if it don't work out this year. And I've been 0-5 and made the playoffs. It can happen. So is this what you do as well, Mus? You kind of look at your points against, points for?
Yeah, you definitely have to. That's what I was trying to find. I saw a tweet today that actually Sleeper had, or it was something with Sleeper, but basically they had the percentage of records that make the playoffs, like starting like, but 0-5 was an 8 point something percent, like 8% chance, basically of making the playoffs. But yeah, you definitely that's your biggest indicator, like points for, like points against, whatever. Like luck will come around, but if you're putting up points every week, if you're top 4 is what I always like to shoot for. Like if you're top 4, you're definitely, like, in my opinion, full blown contender. Like if you're 5, 6, 7, 8, you're like that's I don't want to be there. Like
Right. Yeah, I'm the same way. So right now I am. Let me look at my points for here.
But
782. Where do you see that? I just seen it on. Okay, so points for, I'm 5th. So yeah. I'm right outside of it. So I'm looking at this roster. If there's anybody that do I want to sell, right? So I have Patrick Mahomes. I'll just name off a couple guys. Vaughn Achane, Lad McConkey, JSN, Here's one I might want to sell. It's hard to right now, though, because nobody wants him, and that's Calvin Ridley.
Right.
Calvin Ridley's been really disappointing. Yes, I'd take a second if I can get a second, but can you get a second? So, in my eyes, you can't get a second. He's probably a hold, right?
Right.
Khalil Shakir just had a pretty good game, prime time. He's a younger guy, so like, but if somebody dangled out, like if it was a mid second, that's where it gets hard. I don't really want a late second for Khalil Shakir. I'd probably
Right.
rather just hold him. So like, I'm kind of stuck in the middle there, and looking at the rest of my roster, it's filling guys like, okay, maybe I want to sell Jordan Mason, maybe, but if I can get a first, cool. If I can, I'm probably hanging on to him because no 0-12 ain't gonna give me a first for Jordan Mason. Like
Right.
if I can get a late first, that's what or for a second. I mean, so like, you
Yeah.
know,
This is where, like, like your kind of team in this situation, I just don't think you're have any urgency to really do anything. This is where you just stay
no,
stagnant.
yep,
Like you said, maybe Ridley pops off a couple weeks, which if he does, then hey, maybe your team's like goes to contender mode at that point. And then you
yeah,
don't have to sell anybody, and then you turn into a buyer.
yep,
Like I think you kind of said, like, you got a lot of question marks. You got like, you got some guys that like you could sell, but like, you
yeah,
know, don't undersell. That's the thing. Like,
right,
don't feel like, oh, I'm a rebuilder, so I'm just going to go out and take, a second for Jordan Mason and a third for
exactly,
Calvin Ridley, and just go and acquire draft picks, because like that's not. I know I sometimes just get in that mode, but like that's
no,
not the way to go about it. You want to get value, like you
yeah,
have to.
yep, yeah, you absolutely do, man. I mean, that's so I think I'm like you. I'm kind of staying stagnant. Like I do think I'll turn around here. I do have some depth. That's kind of something I like about the team. I also have Justin Jefferson on this team. So, and Lad McConkey's been a bit disappointing. So I think guys that I'm looking for, like, can I try to like get my hands on Malik Neighbors here at some point when somebody else goes down?
Yeah,
Like right now is a good time to take advantage, especially at running back. All these running backs are hurt, so if I can get a good price for Achan, like, I'll deal him, that's for sure. But Brock Bowers has been hurt. Like that was where I
hmm
traded Gibbs for Bowers and got Jordan Mason. So yeah, it's just trying to kind of give an example here to kind of show you guys. Teixeira asked, is a 1-4 the cutoff to being a rebuild team, and is 2-3 still considered to be a contender and go for it in most leagues? What's your strategy there if you're scoring points but snake bitten in
yeah.
matchups with most points against? It's kind of the
See,
same thing here. You
yeah,
know,
that's where I'm honestly, like, up until this point of the season, I'm not really looking at record. Like I
mm-mm.
like it matters, but like at the end of the day, if I'm first in points and I'm 1-4, like I you know, whatever.
Yeah,
Like I'm just gonna ride it out. Maybe get start buying. But like I'm looking more at points for than I am record. Like if you're
yeah,
first or second in points scored or top three, like stuff's gonna work out. Like
yeah.
you've got a good team. Like you're just snake bitten. Like you just like
I,
Tashira just said. Like
and I think this kind of goes to number two in the strategy here. Bye weeks are here, and it's time to make some trades. So don't be afraid to be like, don't be afraid for your league mates to be harsh on you, because an overpay today may be an underpay tomorrow. So like, if your team is just struggling and you're like me, you're 0-5, but you have good depth. That's real good because some of these teams that might be undefeated, they don't have the depth. So when all these, say they lost Trey Benson, right? Say they lost him. Say they lost Malik Neighbors, one or both, and then you throw bye weeks into the mix, and then say they lost Lamar Jackson. It's a super flex league, and now they're playing a non-quarterback in their super flex. Like that team's in trouble, and
mm-hmm.
that's where you kind of got to determine, do I go for it, or do they still believe, to flip the script, do they still believe that their team's a true contender, and you can get one of these guys, you can get Malik Neighbors cheap, you can get Lamar Jackson at a discount.
Amari and Hampton now. Like these are
Amari and
guys.
Hampton, we've
Yeah.
seen him get sold for pretty nice price the other day in a league. So like this is where you can flip the script and you're like, hey, I'm 2-3. I feel like, and that might be a good scenario for this team. For me, I'm gonna try to take advantage of somebody else by getting, a Marion Hampton or getting
Mhm.
AJ Brown, just for the simple fact that like somebody else believes they're contending, and maybe I can, maybe I can't, but I'll find a value.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I do that all the time. I go shopping people's IRs,
Yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah, all the time, man.
Burrow's there, Neighbors is there.
Yep.
You
And,
can tear
and
down
that's
basically or tear
and
up.
and that's why, like, it might have seemed stupid. We had Jake Browning as a sell for a third. I sold him and Mariota for a third in a 3 quarterback league. I packaged them together because Mariota was starting. That guy was happy because he really needed a quarterback, and it did win him the week. But
Yeah.
I mean, what's he worth now? So like he kind of got, and that's the art of a deal, right? Like he got what he needed. He paid a third to get the win last week, and I got a third on a complete rebuilding team where I have no interest and no need for Jake Browning or Marcus
Yep.
Mariota.
Right.
So sometimes one trade snowballs into many other trades. I put this as a topic as well here, Muscles, because we just seen that in the league where I traded a first for Javonte Williams. So I'm a true blue contender. I know I need running back depth. Like that's just what this team needs. So Javonte Williams, I feel like for me, he's still 25 years old. He does have the stink on his name for the injury, right? Like he didn't look the
Hmm.
same, but Javonte Williams looks amazing this year, guys. Like
Yeah.
in my opinion, I take nothing away from this guy. Matchup, whatever. He's looked really, really damn good. So I felt pretty confident giving up my late first for a 24 or 25-year-old back that is looking to get paid next year. Maybe I can move him and get a plus next year, but he's somebody that's going to really help get me through. It's a points per carry league as well. So it just snowballed a lot more trades. We've seen, it was Rich from Dynasty Dogs, and then he made like 3 other trades after. And
Yep.
this league
Yep.
had like no trades. So so this is something that I like to do, especially if it's an orphan team, right? Like say you have Calvin Ridley, all right. Calvin Ridley's all right, and it's probably a bad time to sell him. Your team's going nowhere. There's no activity in the league. Say, hey, best offer for Calvin Ridley, and he's gone. You get offered a third, and that's the best you get. Sell him for a third, and maybe you'll start making deals left and right. People are like, okay, that's a really fair deal. Like I kind of actually sold low, so maybe I'll send him an offer. Something that
Yeah.
I kind of like to do to try to engage trading and let people know, hey, what are you really missing out? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm not afraid to do that.
Yeah. Oh, our coworker Adam Oles, he'll send a 26 fifth for the 27 fifth round pick and just try to get something stirred up because sometimes that even works.
It does. It does. People look at it and like, oh, I want to make a deal because the biggest thing that you hate to see is a trade's been complete. And don't put trade pending veto
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
You guys, if it's a good trade or a bad trade, but if it's cheating or it's not cheating, right?
Right.
Like if you're in a veto league, get out of that league right now. Get out. I will not be in any leagues that have veto. How do you feel about that, Moss?
I agree. Like, I mean, if it's that egregious, like, hopefully the commissioner will step in and do something. But yeah, it's just,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm
same way. You know
you
blatantly when
know, yeah.
somebody's cheating. Tara asks, what's your guys' strategy trading for players during their bye week, or flip side, trading your players that are on a bye week? Muscles, I'll let you answer that one.
Like, I mean, in my opinion, I don't think that it really changes their value much. What Minnesota's on a bye this week, Jordan Mason's value, Justin Jefferson's value. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, maybe if it can, like, there probably are owners out there that probably are trying to set their lineups and maybe have like Brashard Smith or something as their flex, and they're like, oh man, I got Jordan Mason on a buy. Maybe you can undersell him or underpay for him. I just
Yeah. Probably not in dynasty leagues that competitive type, you know what I mean?
right.
Like maybe redraft, maybe in some redraft leagues, family leagues. I think a big thing I like to do, little secret of mine, right now is a perfect time to sell Stephon Diggs. I love Stephon Diggs, but now is the perfect time to sell him. We seen
Yeah.
him on prime time, tear up the Bills, and the Patriots won. It's a beautiful story. Everybody watched it. You know, when these guys are on prime time games like this, their value spikes when they look at Kendrick Bourne on Thursday night, but we're already tomorrow's next Thursday, and guess what? Nobody probably really remembers Kendrick Bourne, so it's
No.
good to sell high. I feel like sometimes on primetime guys that take off.
It's good to buy them too when they have a bad game.
Yeah. And the counterpoint of that, yep.
Yep.
Maybe there's a bit of a discount on like a Ricky Pearsall. That's mainly redraft. I think dynasty guys know.
Right.
And not nothing against redraft people. Just I think dynasty guys they watch
Well,
the
like I
film. They
mean,
have
if Trevor Lawrence comes out and throws 3 picks on Monday night, like Trevor Lawrence did have that one game where
yeah.
people are kind of reactive. Some
Oh
people
yeah.
are. Like I'm not saying like it's every league, but there are people out there that will
Oh
see 3
absolutely.
interceptions by Trevor Lawrence and hit the panic meter.
Yeah. I think Trevor Lawrence might be another sell high now that he beat the Chiefs
Yeah,
and kind of get
yeah.
out of him. But yeah, I think counterpoint to that, a little bit of that. But when determining a trade, what seems fair, I take account of player age, contract, and opportunity, even coach to a little bit of point. But I feel like it's not far off rookies. So like, let's try to think. So like I said, Javonte Williams, right? I bought him for a late first. So I'm looking. So I understand the risk that Emeka Ibuka was a late first, but not everybody's going to be Emeka Ibuka, and that
So
don't
is
always
Caleb
happen.
Johnson.
Yep, exactly. So like the risk, and that's a perfect point too, Muscles, that you can hit and you can miss. And a
Yeah.
lot of people. I don't want to say a lot of people. There were people taking Caleb Johnson, and we don't. I don't want to say we know he's a miss. Like we'll kind of see, but
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
it's not
Right.
looking good. Right? If you
Yeah.
put Emeka Mbuka, but we know what we have, right?
Right.
So I think for me, you want to determine a little bit of player's age. So I feel pretty good with my late first. I don't like to buy guys like Mike Evans. Like I know it's been good. Christian McCaffrey is a very risky one to me. Like, is he worth a late first? Probably, just because a lot of like his ability that they want to get the ball in his hands, but he is, and I guess he's kind of a fan favorite too. But going back to like a Mike Evans, like we know it's coming to an end very very soon, we're sure, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like to me, that's a little bit more scary. I would rather try to go somewhere else, and that's why you find guys that maybe Terry McLaurin's a perfect one. I think Terry McLaurin for a late first, I still feel really good. He's on a 3-year deal. He's tied to Jaden Daniels in a passing offense where we got to remember it's been ugly right now. But Jaden Daniels has been hurt and he's been hurt. So I I feel pretty good about guys like that. Like Stephon Diggs, a little bit older. Like so to me that
The cliff's coming.
the cliff's probably coming, and
And
he
it's
he had the bad ACL tear too. So
yeah. Yep.
that's kind of what I take in consideration. And like I said, play it like a draft pick if you're looking to risk versus reward, and just take age. Don't take age out of it, but take age out of it. You're not getting the 21-year-old prospect. You're getting the 28, the 26-year-old prospect, and kind of determine from there. Do you think that's a good breakdown of that? Do you have anything to add, Muscles?
Yeah. I mean, what I'd do is go back 2 years maybe, and on Sleeper you can go back and look at past drafts. Go back 2 years and look at that round's third round or that your draft's third round. Third round in general. See if anybody hit. Who would you take Stephon Diggs over? Would you take Stephon Diggs over, player X, player Y? And look at
Yeah.
that entire third round, and then look at the entire second round, and just see how many. Because I mean, we know if we went back right now 2 years to 2020, what would that be? 2024, 2023, and looked at that draft, like we'd probably be like, wow, I haven't heard that guy's name in forever. So
Right.
So I mean,
I
there's a flip side to that. Like, I mean, it does show that like third round picks are a complete lottery. Like, I know you're gonna get your Bucky Irvings, your Puka Nakuas. Like, yes, it could happen, but probably 9 times out of 10 on a third round pick, there might be one guy that's relevant out of that third round.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for every Puka Nakua, there's 100 Cedric Tillmans, or
yeah,
nothing against him. Like he's always hurt, but he isn't a star. Like so let's do this. I went back to 2023. All right, let's look in the third. Let's look in the third round. Okay.
yep,
And there are some guys, but here's what I'm gonna name. 2023 draft. All right. Hendon Hooker, Jaden Reed. Okay,
okay,
we'll see. Chase Brown. Okay, we'll see.
okay,
Zach Evans. No, I don't even think he's on an NFL team.
yep,
Luke Musgrave.
back up.
Izzy Abanikanda.
Don't know where he's at.
Puka Nakua. Okay.
Yeah,
Tank
yeah.
Dell. Cedric Tillman. Dwayne McBride, not on a team. Luke Schoonmaker. And Deuce Vaughn, who's not on a team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so that's where you got to kind of look at it, man. Like, and then you go to the second round. Second round's kind of bad too. Like Will Levis, Roshan Johnson, Kendre Miller, Rasheed Rice, good one. Jonathan Mingo, Sam Laporta, good one. Marvin Mims. Ugh,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I get it. He's yeah.
He's all right though. He's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
we
all
probably
right.
wouldn't take him in the second round. I just did that because your boy. But Michael Mayer, Tank Bigsby, Josh Downs, Jalen Hyatt, everybody's favorite Jalen Hyatt, and Tajay Spears.
Yep.
So the second round might have actually even been a little bit worse than the third.
Yeah. That's where like you really got to put in perspective like what these picks are worth. Like first round picks, absolutely. Like I'm in early seconds, but like after that, it becomes a crapshoot. I mean, if you do your homework, you can, maybe strike gold.
Let the NFL do a little bit of your homework as well, because Puka Nakua, the Rams kept coming out and saying, hey, Puka Nakua is going to get on the field. This guy's going to get on the field. He looks good. He looks good.
Yeah.
And I know that don't always happen. Tyler Johnson looked good. Remember Tyler Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loved him. He looked good and didn't pan out. But like, here's one for you. Christian Watson, Green Bay comes and pays him this money. We're all like, what the hell? Why would they do that? Guess what? He's practicing.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, that's screaming, okay, maybe I want to check my waiver wire for Christian Watson. Did pick him up in the league, a deeper league. Maybe you can give up that third or fourth. You might get him for a fourth on some. People don't know he's practicing. He's still on the pup list.
Yeah.
But Green Bay is telling us, hey, we want this guy around. We could have just dropped him off, let him go. But instead, we gave him all this money, which even though we think it's weird, this is what Green Bay did. And nobody's really stepped up. Matthew Golden's been disappointing. Jaden Reed's on the IR. So, like, again, just kind of let the NFL tell you what's going on as well.
Yep. And I will add to that strategy thing. Like, if you are rebuilding, if you are in the, like I said, if you look at your points for and you're 8 to 12, in a 12-person league, obviously, in a lot of leagues, kind of like you have to pay for this year or pay for that year or whatever. But the leagues that you don't, take advantage of discounted. Like, this is a bad time to do it because 2027 draft's hyped. But like, take advantage of like that next year's first. Take advantage of even 2028. Like,
yeah,
I'm completely okay. Like, if he gives it to me at a player that I'd sell for a second, or like I'm like, can I get a second for this guy? And this guy will be like, I'll give you my 2028 first. Like,
a lot can happen, and then
And like, let's say 2028 comes and you are a true blue contender at that point. Like, if you're a rebuilder now, and let's say 2028 comes, now you have 2 firsts. So now you have
yeah,
even more ammo to go
mm-hmm,
out and get somebody if you want to, or
yeah,
flip the script. And let's say that guy's team now sucks because this guy's selling all of his assets. Like, he's basically pushing his chips all in
yep,
to win a ship now, and he's pulling the Saints where like 2 years he's going to go 3-12 and miss the playoffs. Now you got, you know,
yeah,
possibly the first overall pick, second overall pick, or I just feel like that's a great way to go about it. Like, everybody, like we always talk about, everybody's going after, oh, let's see if he's got his 2026 picks. And like I said, if you're in a league that like, because it's hard. Like, if you trade for a guy, then the commissioner's like, well, for this trade you go through, you have to pay your 2026 league dues, and it's like,
right,
ugh, like,
yeah, I know,
and
but
I
I
get it.
mean,
I get it. Like,
I
a
do
lot of
too.
people, I get it. I'm not dissing on commissioners to do that. Like, more commissioners
No,
probably should. That's probably the right thing to do.
yeah,
It's just it kind of squashes that strategy a little bit because now you're asking that person to pay for
right,
league dues 3 years from now, and that's
right.
not fun. So
No, no, but I understand what you're saying. I mean, because here's a perfect one: Stephon Diggs. If you sold him for 28 first, borderline probably second round, you want a second for him.
yep.
What about Bill Krosky Merritt? I mean,
I,
somebody that he's younger, look good, but I feel like
I
probably
got I
isn't.
got Godwin for a first and a second 2028. Like I said, that's down the
Yeah,
road.
ooh,
You
yeah,
know, but Godwin's a guy that like I probably probably you're selling low if you're selling for 26 draft picks, but like he was
mm-hmm.
like he didn't have a lot of 26 or 27. He's one of them guys that are pushing in. So I was like, well, how
Yeah, I
about?
don't mind that.
I was like, I gotta wait 3 years, but hey, first and
It,
second. He's like done.
he kind of now falls to me as like whenever he gets established, I think he's probably like in that Devon Smith, in that T Higgins, like, and he's a little bit older than guys, but he's not going to be the alpha. We already have the alpha there, and
Yeah,
and we got to remember Mike Evans will be back this year at some point as well too. Should be at least so,
right.
at least for a year. I mean, we'll see, but yeah, probably ends up falling. So I don't mind that at all,
No, because like I
honestly.
said, I mean, like I said, it's one of those where in 2028, if I'm contending, guess what? Now I got an extra first. Like, I'm a very like you have to be patient.
You
Like,
definitely have to be
and a lot
patient.
of people, and like I talk to newbies all the time about this. Like, our buddy Jake, my
Yeah.
sister's in a dynasty league. I'm like, don't be afraid to lose. Like, I know it
Yeah.
sucks. Like, we have redraft on our minds. Like, oh, we have to
Mm-hmm.
win, we have to win, we have to win, and that's no. Like,
Yeah.
I'm okay. Like, go
Yeah.
0-12, 0-13, whatever.
I would
Like
rather be 0 and 12 than I would
six
5.
and six.
Yeah,
Yep.
6 and 6. Like that's just kind of how I am. I hate being in the middle, and I will
And you
just
yep, and you have to be patient. I'm completely, if you're going to give me a
yeah,
discount on 2028 first, 2027 first, like I said, this is a bad time to do this because 2027 is hyped.
right.
But if you're going to give me a discount on those, I'll take them because
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just be patient. I'll sit there and bite my time, and
Yeah.
when the time comes, you know
I
do with those what you will.
I love it. I definitely agree with you, Muscles. Next one I have on here, and kind of opposite to that. If you are a contender, go for it, man. Like
Yeah.
injuries happen all the time. Like, one of my leagues, Joe Burrow, and I believe I had Jaden Daniels, which obviously get Jaden Daniels back, but I'm kind of crippled up now. Like, so if you have the chance, especially in Superflex, go for it. Like,
Oh yeah.
don't be afraid to sell that 26 and that 27
No. Nope.
and get the depth that you need and try to get the insurance, because towards the end of the year, then prices do go up for contenders
Yep.
just because like you need it. Like, and the
Okay.
injuries
So
happen, more injuries snowball.
Yep. So I'm going to lay out a scenario here. Okay. So this is a
Yeah.
perfect example. All right. So let's say you're in a team, Dynasty League, whatever. You have Javonte Williams as your running back. Everything's going great. Okay. Wide
Hmm.
receiver, you got Quentin Johnson. You hit there. Everything's looking great. Uh, Ferguson, I can't blanked on his first name. Jake Ferguson. You got him as tight end one right now.
Yep.
I mean, this is your chance. Like next year at this time, I mean, would it surprise you if Javonte's not a running back one?
No, it
Would,
wouldn't.
would it would it surprise you if Quentin Johnson dropped off the map?
Yeah.
Would it surprise you if Jake Ferguson goes back to being tight end 10 to 20? Like,
And we know we're not going to draft these guys that high, so that tells you enough right now.
yeah, so like I'm completely with you. Like you got to look at your team and say, hey, like it shit happens. Like even if you do have a good team that like next year somebody gets traded somewhere. Look at you could have Burrow and Neighbors this year, and
Yeah.
both them guys blew their knees out. Like when you have a chance to go for it when you're top three in points, like I'm right there with you. Like push all your chips in because
Yep.
next year you never know. Like I've seen a lot of good teams just completely go by the wayside. Like
It's happened to me. It's happened to
yeah, it's
me.
happened to me. Yep.
And even and and this is one thing too, and this is what I'll try to, and this is a little bit of startup advice. If people like your picks and your consensus, you're probably not going to win.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because like I was at the Scott Fish Bowl. I'm top 5 right now. Like, and we'll see. Do I stay that? Again, things will happen. I didn't get bit by the injury bug real bad. I mean, I did lose a couple pieces, but like I'm doing pretty damn good. A lot of people didn't say, "Oh, love your pick, man, love your pick."
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of had my own strategy, but also with my own strategy, I did take an account for, okay, I know pass catching running backs score higher, so that was a little bit of an advantage to me. I really looked at the scoring system and said, okay, my ranks are going to be different. A lot of people went receiver heavy in my division, and they're not scoring the points that these
Yeah.
running backs are. So, and then kind of same thing with the Warrior Bowl. I'm second. I was first, and now I'm second in the Warrior Bowl. But like, so my strategy was I'm going to draft one good quarterback. It's a super flex league. I'm going to wait for the others. I'm going to wait. So this is where we said we're really scared of Matt Stafford, right? So I waited, took Matt Stafford pretty late as my second quarterback. Well, guess what I did beyond Matt Stafford? I took that swing on Daniel Jones as well because I'm like, well, one of these guys should hit.
Yeah.
I like the chances, and now I'm looking pretty good there. I got a really strong base. I got strong quarterback play, so things are kind of looking good for me there. But again, kind of got bit by the injury bug there. I had Brenton Strange, I had Amari and Hampton, so Trey Benson. So, but them things you cannot. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
You play the wire and try to figure some things out. So
And I will say, as we're doing this show, it's not telling you to go out and make a decision today. If you are
no,
top three in points scored, my thinking is I try to wait a little bit. Like I want to get as close to that deadline as possible, unless you can get a deal on somebody. I'm all about making a deal, but like
yeah,
obviously, if your running backs are fantastic and you got okay receivers, you might blow your first on a receiver, and
yeah,
then two of your running backs even go out with a 2 week injury
yep,
going into the playoffs, and you're like, well, shit, like
yeah.
so like I do try to wait. Like if I am a true blue contender, unless I'm blown away, I have been blown away and will blow my first early, but like
Yeah.
um that's my ideal strategy
I,
is wait
I
until the deadline.
yeah, and I can be that way, but there's certain guys that like Cam Scatterboo paying at first and
Yeah,
second. I
yeah,
feel like the price maybe it goes up to two first, but maybe it doesn't. I don't really care if it does. I just want the production. Like I need the
right.
production through these bye weeks. I and that's just kind of the way, and that's kind of what brings into this next topic here, and that's seeing where you're strong at. Like,
But like, okay, so like let's go back to that. Like your bye weeks. Okay. If you look at your points scored right now and your top
mm-hmm,
three, I'm saying true blue contender.
yep,
I will take a loss or two.
Oh yeah,
I'm okay with that. Like if it's one of those where I'm like you said
right.
about Scatterboot, I agree with that. But like, don't go out and trade for somebody just because you're like, well, shit, I don't have anybody to put into my lineup, and I'm starting. I don't know, Taekwon.
Amari DeMarcado
Yeah,
or
you're
Michael
start
Carter.
Juju
Yeah,
Smith-Schuster or something in a flex. Like you're
right.
like, oh man, like Sleeper says I'm a 30% favorite. Da da da.
Yep.
Like take a loss. Like if you're top three in points scored, take a
Right.
loss.
You are
Like
right.
I get it. You want that bye week. That's another thing. Obviously, you do want that bye week. Anything can happen in fantasy football. Like I don't know how many times I've went in with like True Blue, the best team, and got blown out in the first round, or the first round after the bye,
Right.
by a team that shouldn't have even been in. We've seen that where like
Oh yeah.
teams are put together with super glue and duct tape, and they just blow by the top team because one guy has a good performance. But so you do want the buy. I'm not saying that, but like just don't go trade for a guy because you're gonna take a loss. Like
Right.
just take it on the chin, take the loss.
Yeah, and hopefully I wasn't coming that way as like I'm buying it
Okay,
because I wanna, you know what I mean? And
right.
that's not what I mean. I'm just more like for depth, and
Okay.
I want to get through. I want to get through the buys, and I definitely
Yes.
want to win. But I definitely see your side of it, saying it like you're gonna overpay. So let's just say that I overpaid for Javonte Williams. You know what I mean? Let's say I paid two first. Let's say I paid two first for Javonte Williams. I'm like, oh man, I have Travis Etienne on a buy. I have this guy on a buy. That yeah, you don't want to overpay or anything like that. Now, counterpart to what you're saying, because I kind of half agree with what you're saying, but like same time, I like that depth and I like to try to get through the bye weeks because again, if an injury happens, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and then sometimes I do think, and because I know I do this, maybe not everybody else does. If I see somebody lost that guy, well, the price just went up for my guy if you want him because I know, you've only lost one game and you're crippled now, and
Yeah.
that
No,
second
I
maybe I
get
need
it.
a first now.
I get it. I mean on the
But that's
like
just how we play a little bit different.
exactly. And it's like, okay, so let's say you go out and trade for Javante now,
Yep.
or let's say you go trade for Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's, obviously we
Yeah.
know Derrick Henry is having a rough year, whatever. You go out and is he still worth a first? You trade a first for Derrick Henry.
Right.
Um, 2 weeks from now he blows his knee out. That
Yeah.
sucks. I mean, it
Right.
happens. It's gonna happen. It's
Right.
fantasy football, but like this is where I don't always do it, and I'm gonna say
Yeah.
this, and I don't always do it. I'm gonna be the first to admit it, but this is where, like, if you're a true blue contender, just wait,
Yeah.
because we see it with players, we see it with teams, we see it with NFL teams. They get hot, they get cold, they get hot. Somebody
Yeah.
that's hot week 1 and 4 might not be hot in week 12.
Yeah. Yep.
We see it in every sport, every
Yeah.
whatever. Like people do go on runs,
And
like the guy that probably is a league winner right now, we're probably not even talking about.
yeah, you're probably right. And then
Like
like
it's probably a guy that's a wide receiver 33, and
and counterpoint and honestly counterpoint to that as well is if okay, so you did do that with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry doesn't blow out his knee, but Lamar Jackson, he's out for the rest of the year. Now we know they're going to stack the box. Derrick Henry's struggling breaking tackles, so it don't even have to be Derrick Henry that's hurt. It could
right,
be Lamar
right.
Jackson that's
It could
hurt.
be
It
the
could
left
be
tackle.
yes, yeah. It
Yeah,
could be for Philadelphia. Leonard Dickerson's out, and then they lose another lineman, and then Jalen Hurts is banged up, and then yeah, it can be a ton of different things, and that you definitely have to take into account too. Like that's kind of what the Chargers, right? They're missing so many damn pieces.
and
You
it
know,
and it
Joe
might
Alt's
not
out, Rashawn Slater's out, both the running backs.
it might not even be Derrick Henry that makes that trade bad either. It could be that you had Omarion Hampton and James Conner
Yeah.
as or no, I'd said that backwards. Like what if your receiving core you thought was good,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden, like let's say you had Neighbors, like you made this trade preseason, like looks great.
Yep.
Neighbors goes down, and then somebody else goes down, and it's like, well, shit. Now I'm stuck to start Juju Smith-Schuster, but
Yeah.
now I have Derrick Henry, this guy, and this guy, like 3 running backs that are good.
And as much as I want to win, I cannot trade cornerstone pieces like Malik
No,
Neighbors for
no,
for like
no.
for very I just seen a trade online. It was he was trading Malik or getting Malik Neighbors. See, I answered it wrong. It was I thought he was trading Malik Neighbors, but for Sam Laporta. Oh my God, who was the other guy? Who was the other guy? I can't think of it, but they weren't. They were just very, very average.
Yeah,
And I'm like, yeah,
man.
don't do that. And he's like, oh, I can get more. I was like, oh, no, 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 no. I love the neighbor's side. So,
Man, we seen him for Ted McMillan. I
yeah,
got him for Lad McConkey, which I felt dirty. Um, like
yeah,
we seen him go for crazy cheap prices.
yeah,
So don't be afraid. Go out and see
yep.
for some because I'm like you, like he is a cornerstone. And he's just getting thrown out like just trash and
It was Laporta and CMC for neighbors.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, and just to let you know, there is a lot of people on Laporta CMC side. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll pull up my phone here if you can. I don't think you can see this, but
No, but yeah, oh my god.
yeah, because I
That's what I
said, yeah, I
mean.
feel like you could get a better deal than this for neighbors, and then I didn't realize that you mean I could give up less for neighbors. It's like, oh shit, you're getting neighbors, yeah, get rid of that,
Yeah.
Like and that's one of the very low cases that I won't go for. It was I'm taking
And
a
like
guy
I
like
just
Malik Neighbors.
I feel like that's crazy because like in years past when like receivers get hurt, like I don't feel like you ever got this big of a discount. Like I don't know what it is with Malik Neighbors, but
No, so I feel like, and this is what I've been saying to people, and I probably said it to you before, Muscles. I'm playing Dynasty more like redraft anymore because
yeah.
it's so reactionary. And I'm saying I play it that way as like I take advantage of other
Hmm.
players, and I will, find a value and use some of these different strategies as well. And this is league to league as well. Like this is, you got to just determine what way you're going, the strategies to use.
Right, right.
You
Yeah,
know,
I definitely get what you're saying.
But so this is something too that I get asked sometimes. Upcoming schedule, and I do take it into consideration a little bit, because like when Brees Hall, like he had an amazing week against Miami, and then he's playing Dallas, you're like, oh, he might see a little bit of spike in value. So like again, and in prime time games, if you think Stephon Diggs is going to take off, and I mean Drake May probably gained some value because it was prime time, he won, looked pretty good. So like, I mean, yeah, to a little bit of an extent, but like I don't go crazy on upcoming schedules because, like you said, it's a
No,
marathon, not a sprint.
it is, and like there are guys like I know this guy's hurt, but like James Conner. Okay, so we know what
Yeah,
James Conner is. We know what he's worth. If James Conner would have an easy playoff schedule, that makes me a little bit more interested. Like
yeah,
if you know what I mean, like that. But that's the only time I take schedule into consideration when it's like when it's a player of like James Conner value, like second, third,
yeah,
um, something like that. Like we know what this guy is,
yeah,
but like
yeah,
he has a very juicy playoffs. That's the only time I ever really look at
yeah,
schedule.
yeah, and that's another good point as well. Like especially for the playoffs, if you're going in for it and you're like, oh, but the sometimes the hard part with that, a lot of people will already be like, oh man, they're
Yeah.
playing Miami, Carolina. Like some people say
Hmm.
that, but if you can do that, you don't want to do that too soon because injuries could happen. Don't completely
Right.
overpay
Right.
for the schedule.
Right.
But yeah,
And like that's I think people like let's say Derrick Henry for example. I think people look at that with players like Derrick Henry, CMC. Like I
yeah,
don't think people really look at that with like the James Connors, like the nobody.
right,
Like I don't want to say nobodies, but you know what I
right,
mean. Like the
yeah.
like the guys that just are overlooked.
Yep. No,
So,
I see exactly what you're saying with that. So, trying to establish good trade partner relationships. We even see it in the NFL. Muscles. There's, not just because we're buddies. I mean, we try to make good trades with one another. Like if you're going to give up something for production, we try to make sure that's good. And I do that with a lot of different people.
yeah,
I don't like to rip people off because then they're not going to come back. They're not going to trust you. And it's not intentionally to rip people off, right? Like I know with Adam, I traded him Najee Harris and he traded me an early second. And that, I don't know who I drafted. It was right around, I might have drafted Cam Scatterboo to be honest. But that he was looking for the production, and it might have been there. I mean, this was before Amarian Hampton was drafted as well, but so I think that kind of turned him sour. But then you try to make another deal to give back, even if it's something that's not great. Just try to keep that. And then if somebody on another part too, if somebody offers you complete garbage, you got to remember too. Maybe they don't understand value. Maybe they don't understand Dynasty yet. So like sometimes I'll reach out to some private message, be like, hey, that's really not close for me, so I'm not going to counter, but like I appreciate the offer. And I've had a lot of people say, sorry man, I don't understand values, sorry it was a bad offer. Okay, yeah, and that's cool. And sometimes we can work something out and
yeah,
stuff like that. But there are people who just offer you shit all the time. They know they're offering you shit, and
yeah,
you either don't respond or I'll offer shit back. Like,
yeah. Yeah,
it's
some
just,
people's names pop up on my phone, and it's just like, some
yeah,
says
I
propose
know.
a trade, and you're just like, oh, here we go. What are we gonna, you
I've had them
know?
where I didn't even open them. I just
Yeah,
didn't even look, and that's probably the
yeah,
wrong thing to do. But yeah,
exactly.
I've done it too
It
because I'm like,
is.
it's gonna be
It is
shit.
the wrong thing, but I do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just click it off and just be like, I don't even want to look at it because
So,
I don't even want to let it ruin my day.
sometimes, sometimes strategy 9 we walk right past it. We don't establish
Yeah,
good partnerships, but you should try.
yeah, you
Uh,
should.
and then right here, don't let your process fall apart after the first couple weeks. So if there's guys you believe in, there's guys in the rookie process that you might have been higher on or lower on, and maybe they look really good or look really bad. You be true to your process yet. Like I know, got to remember, like Travion Henderson's a perfect example, right? Like we know the dude can ball. For some reason, they don't want to put him on the damn field. But
Yeah,
and it is a little bit worrisome because it's like, is he not understanding? But he's getting 5 yards per carry. Like he looks good to me. So I'm not gonna sell all my Travion Henderson because he's not on the field yet. Like unfortunately, Antonio Gibson did tear his ACL. So Travion Henderson should be on the field here, but don't don't just throw it all away over 5 weeks of the season, 6 weeks of the season.
don't be too reactionary. Basically,
Yep.
is what
Yep.
just trust your
Yep.
process. We know Brock Bowers is good. We're not going to go out and sell
Yeah.
Brock Bowers for
We
Jake
know he's hurt.
Ferguson. And yeah,
They don't even need to
yeah,
tell us. We know he's hurt.
no, yeah, and like you said, don't go out and don't sell Caleb Johnson for a third just because you're trying to re-roll. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
just relax, settle
Yep.
in.
I, I would I would say different if Jalen Warren was going out there and rushing for 150 yards, 200 yards, and
Yeah,
multiple. But they're not. So you gotta I look at this and I'm like, they're gonna have to try him eventually. Like
yep,
this is a punishment. He's in the doghouse, but I feel like talent will outweigh and he'll get an opportunity eventually.
right, right,
But we weren't the highest on it. Not saying that we hated him. Like I wouldn't say
right.
that it would be this bad. We weren't the highest on him, but yeah, you're
I'm just
selling
saying,
at a
just don't go out and just sell them for
yes,
anything.
right, 100%. So and then last one here. Try to always answer trades, which I guess we did just kind of say that and talk
Yeah,
about value,
I'm
but
terrible at that.
that actually went the last one. This is the last one. So know what other services offer as a baseline. So how I want to say this is if you want to go over to KTC, you want to go over to Dynasty Daddy, you want to go over to Dynasty Nerds, it's all great. It really is. But you still have to use your values. I like to sometimes use trade calculators as maybe a value standpoint.
Mhm.
We use KTC because a lot of people use KTC, but like if you put up a bunch of shit, let's say you put up Romeo Dobbs, and I'm not saying they're complete shit, but guys like that, and you throw in Matt Stafford and Daniel Jones, all for Justin Jefferson, well, the calculator says it's close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Right.
try to use it as a baseline as okay, if I want Justin Jefferson and I give you Devon Achan and I give you,
Devon Smith,
yeah,
Sam,
Devon
like just throwing a bunch of like,
in a
yeah,
first, how close is that?
yeah,
But then kind of use your own head as well. Like I kind of like to use it as a baseline. That's why we use the rankings as a baseline as well to say, hey, this is what the market says. We feel like the market should be here. So in determining this, he's a sell or he's a buy.
yep,
So
I agree.
and you'll notice you go to Dynasty Nerds, it's probably going to be different because it goes off their rankings. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It goes off their stuff, and there's nothing wrong with their stuff, but don't throw your process out for somebody else's, but use it as a baseline.
Another thing too to go along with that is if somebody sends you something from a calculator, I always like to like look at that calculator and
See
see
if you can get more.
like see the guys that they're higher on that I'm not that high on, and like see if you can
Mm-hmm.
like be like, oh, that just got, I know Ishman uses, one of our buddies uses DTC, so like, and I know
Yeah.
every trade he checks it, so like if I'm like, oh man, Tyrone Tracy, I'm not really that big, I'll go and see what DTC says he's worth, and then I'll be like, here, and then he checks it, and he's like, yeah, it looks fair to me, like.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
if people use that to your advantage.
Hopefully Ishman's not watching this.
But
But
just using him as an example,
he's
like,
not in the
yeah.
comments yet. So, but yeah, but yeah, and that's a good point. You can also take advantage of using them kind of services as
Yeah.
well, and
Yeah.
and yeah, I think that they're good to a certain point, but you can't
Right.
overuse them to think
Yeah.
that you're going to just
Nobody's
win.
gonna trade 9 bench players
No,
for Justin Jefferson.
no, but some people might do that, like, and it's
Yeah.
crazy, but and then whenever you have roster cuts and you're going to have to cut 5 of the 9, so
Yeah, exactly.
but I think that's all the strategies that we have. I mean, some crazy stuff happened in the NFL. We're not really gonna. I thought it was really important. I think this is an important season with bye weeks and all the injuries and just trying to see where everybody's team's going to kind of take advantage of this opportunity and really go from there. But we'll get some buys and sells next week. We'll put out some more of them. I think they've been a pretty popular show. We definitely enjoy doing them as well. So if you guys aren't on Fast Draft, you see the rabbit as you do every week. We are over there on Fast Draft. And we talked a little bit earlier, killed it over there. Muscles top 10. I got second and third in the $10 contest, just outside of the top 10 and the 5. But use that promo code POWER. Go check it out. Try it out. I
Yeah.
mean, I love the best ball. Throughout the summer and the DFS, it's a lot of fun, guys. I mean, especially I didn't even check any of my damn scores in Dynasty, to be honest. I was just on
Yeah.
there.
I'm more on Fast Draft than I am
Yeah,
Dynasty anymore.
more on there, checking all that out and
And
trying to
I
make
shouldn't
sure.
say this. I haven't made a DFS DraftKings lineup all year.
Ooh, I've definitely
I
I've
haven't.
I've made some, but I get sick of the cash game lineup trains, and
Trains,
that's
yeah.
That's what I
Well, you
love
don't
about
get.
Fast Draft is you set these boosters, and then you can also go to the $5 contest, and you can actually draft. And what Matt has going on over there, and all them guys, like, so they were 10-team drafts. Now they're down to 8. We can try to fill them up faster and
Mm-hmm.
get the drafts going, and they have been. They've already been
Yeah.
filling up. So go over there, use that promo code POWER and get that first time deposit match up to $50. Check it out, try it out. I guarantee you're going to love it. So I think that's going to do it here, guys. And if you enjoy the content, please go over 5-star, follow, hit us up on YouTube, subscribe. We really, really appreciate it. It just kind of keeps us going. And, we're definitely motivated. I mean, we're winning money. Like, we're having
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
We're killing it this year. So we enjoy everybody tuning in, and we'll see you next week on the Fantasy Football Power Hour.
Yeah, see ya.
Yo, welcome to the Power Hour.